I want to say I heard a lot of the things that you heard, that everybody heard, but what we, I understand the anger that there is there, but we need to also recognize that the Palestinians that are there now, that are descendants of refugees, have not had a democratic election since 2007. Yeah.
Hey there, guys. Welcome to the channel. So I don't know what's going on here. I don't know what's happening to me, but this is like the third video in a row that I actually agree. And not just like in some sort of principle thing, but I actually really fully agree with Joy Behar. I'm really starting to worry because in this video, I also agree with Navarro, if you can believe that. Either I'm losing it or they are finally waking up and realizing that all Sonny's BS about a Jewish grandpa was just meaningless, just garbage. She was lying, and she really is an anti-Semite, no doubt about it.
There's been many issues in that region before, and always the response from around the world has been to Israel, have restraint. Yesterday, nobody was telling Israel to have restraint, because you cannot call on Israel to have restraint when 1,200 at least of their citizens have been slaughtered in the savage, inhumane, cruel.
I'm going to stop her right there, even though I really appreciate her passion, but she's wrong, man. And people have been calling for restraint like crazy. People within our own government have been calling for restraint. And honestly, there's even reports of protests outside Israeli embassies around the world pleading for restraint before Israel ever launched any kind of offensive.
The only people that are to blame for this is Hamas. Yeah. Hamas is going to be the ones culpable for what's going to happen in Gaza.
Dude, lady's on fire, and she is absolutely 100% correct. And as I watch this, I think that we see from Navarro, what we see here from Navarro, and what we're going to see from Sonny is a pretty great example of what a quote-unquote regular Democrat, you know, the classic liberal type person, the kind that used to actually care about civil liberties and human rights, and the new breed, the completely turned Marxist socialist, you're with us or against us crazy type Democrat. You got one and the other right on the same picture.
And I want to say I heard a lot of the things that you heard, that everybody heard, but what we, I understand the anger that there is there, but we need to also recognize that the Palestinians that are there now, that are descendants of refugees, have not had a democratic election since 2007. Yeah.
So right now, I'm not exactly sure exactly what her point is. You know, if this is some sort of plea for restraint or if it's just plain justification of the atrocities that we saw, man. But basically, what she's saying here is that no one in Gaza can be blamed because they're victims. All they are is a country full of victims, or a place full of victims, which of course, I mean, obviously she's a leftist. That's their go-to excuse for literally anything and everything that happens with today's left.
That's because of Hamas.
They did not vote in
because of Hamas.
Currently vote in Hamas. And so
Joy's trying to explain this to her, man. Yes, they very well may be victims, but they aren't victims of Israel. They're victims of the bloodthirsty monsters within Hamas that are now using them as human shields and basically pieces that they can bargain with.
When you look at international human rights law, I'm just putting my legal hat on. This is not the sunny hat. I understand the anger, but when you decide to retaliate collectively against a people, that is also in violation of human rights law.
All right. So finally, we have some 3-on-1 here. Let's see if Sonny actually figures out that she's out of her depths or if she doubles down. My money, of course, is on doubles down, because all that international order and human rights nonsense that she's talking about, it's exactly that. It's nonsense. That's something to hide behind. I'm not sure exactly what she's suggesting. It sounds like she's suggesting that Israel cannot retaliate and can't do anything in its power to root out and destroy Hamas. Because here's the thing. If they can be successful, if they can do that, guess who wins the biggest prize? The victims that Sonny is supposedly so concerned with. The ones she's claiming haven't had any real rights in 16 years. But the problem is she states that as if it's just a reason to go easy on them instead of a reason to actually help them.
So we have to look
people
at
as human shields.
So we have
the
to
Israelis are warning all of the civilians.
We have to look at some
but the Israelis warn the civilians.
Here comes 3-on-1. They're all talking at once, but notice all three of them are talking against Sonny Hostin.
We're coming in. Get out of the area.
You know, Hamas deliberately
of the
puts
kind.
They must continue.
They did nothing of the kind.
I agree, and they must continue to do that.
Yes.
Because
Sonny,
if they
the
don't
problem
do it,
is that
then
Hamas.
Okay, man. So Sonny does not relent, does not realize she's out of her depth. You know, the Marxist coffee shop indoctrination is strong in her, man. But, you know, that's about as much as I can take of this, guys, in one sitting. Guys, let me know what you think about this. I want to know. You know, do you think that there's any path forward together? I mean, with our fellow citizens who actually think this way? I mean, man, if we can't agree on things like what books are appropriate for kids in our country, and that this is a terrorist attack in another country, if we can't agree on that, I'm honestly, I'm pretty afraid that we'll never agree on anything, to be honest with you. But anyway, that's just my take. Let me know your take in the comments. And guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, share the channel. We'll see you in the next one.